Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today we would like to present a market analysis of one of the famous Chinese companies, BYD, which stands for Build Your Dreams. In this slide, you can see our team members' full names and ID numbers. Moving on to the next slide, you can see the table of contents of our presentation. We will start our presentation with an introduction and follow a market analysis of some countries, subsequent globalization procedures of the company, and we finish our presentation with entry strategies for the chosen company. Now let me give a brief information about the company and its operation. BYD Company Limited, a leading Chinese conglomerate founded in 1995 by Wang Chuanfu, headquartered in Shenzhen, China. BYD has grown to become a diversified company focused on sustainable technologies. BYD's product offerings span four main sectors: automotive, batteries, electronics, and solar energy. In the automotive industry, BYD produces a range of electric vehicles, plug-in hybrid vehicles, and conventional fuel-powered vehicles with popular models such as the Han EV, Tang EV, and E6. BYD is a major battery manufacturer that produces a high-quality lithium-ion and nickel-cadmium batteries in electronics. It makes components for well-known brands like Samsung, Huawei, and Dell. Lastly, BYD's solar energy division offers high-efficiency and durable solar panels and storage systems. Now, let's look at BYD's key competitors and export markets. BYD faces competition from Tesla, NIO, XPeng, Volkswagen, and Toyota in the automotive sector. Significant competitors in the battery market include Panasonic, LG Chem, and CATL. Foxconn and Pegatron are notable competitors in electronics manufacturing, while CATL is a critical player in the solar energy industry. Despite the competition, BYD has successfully expanded its reach to various export markets, including the United States, Canada, Europe, Japan, and Australia. The company has established partnerships and subsidiaries in these countries to facilitate export activities. BYD's export readiness is evident through its alignment with global demand for sustainable technologies, deep understanding of international market requirements, a global presence with offices and manufacturing facilities, and active expansion through partnerships and investments. Finally, let's delve into BYD's SWOT analysis. The company's strengths include its vertically integrated business model, strong research and development capabilities, and patent portfolio. Diversified product offerings, established global partnerships, and government support and access to financing. However, BYD also faces some weaknesses, such as its dependence on the Chinese market, limited brand recognition in some international markets, reliance on government subsidies and incentives, and the complexity of managing diverse businesses. Looking at opportunities, BYD can capitalize on the growing global demand for EVs and renewable energy, expand into new markets, benefit from increasing government support for sustainable technologies, explore cross-selling and bundling of products and services, and collaborate with industry players. Lastly, threats to BYD include intense competition in the EV and battery markets, geopolitical tensions and trade disputes, rapid technological advancements, changes in government policies and regulations, and intellectual property disputes. And now, my teammate Thinijchaya will continue with market analysis of Indonesia.
For Indonesia demographics, Indonesia has a sizable workforce and a large population, making it suitable for FDI. In addition, factors such as the relatively high urbanization rate make it attractive for FDI and investment. The demography analysis also points out that the country is experiencing a decline in population growth rate. For infrastructure, the infrastructure analysis of Indonesia points out that the country moderately developed. Almost all of the population has access to electricity, and also the rate of producing clean energy is increasing. In addition, the country has a moderate rate of roads and ports quality, making it suitable for international trade. For pastel analysis, The country demonstrates moderate political stability with significant FDI and a commitment to reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Economically, it shows decent GDP growth with low unemployment and moderate inflation. With a large urban population, there is potential for technological advancement despite low R&D investment. Environmental efforts aim to increase renewable energy usage. Legal frameworks exhibit moderate rules of law and regulation quality alongside with the intellectual property protection. In terms of tariff, regulations, and custom duties, 35.5% tariff rate on automobiles, iron, steel, and some chemicals. Specific goods may face higher tariffs when imported into Indonesia, compared to other non-agricultural items which can affect the car manufacturing industry. High tax on electric vehicles ranging from 150 to 200%. In 2024, the government waived high taxes on EV and also waived the import tax on electric vehicles until 2025 and reduced the value-added tax on the sales of electric cars.
Hello, for my part is about market analysis in India. The first point is demographics. As you can see, taking BYD's operations in India, the company can benefit from opportunities such as large population, low labor cost, skilled labor, and other demographical facts presented. However, considering the economic factors such as majority of population falling under poverty and low income will present challenges for the sales of the company. The second point is infrastructures. In terms of infrastructure and investment, in infrastructure, India can be rated as moderate and developing, while the country has potentials for the long term considering its investment in important sectors such as energy, transportation, and urbanization. The third point is about personal analysis. Well, India is growing economic and social and economic factors of our personal analysis indicate that the country can be attractive for FDI and BYD can benefit the mentioned factors. In terms of technology, there's significant investment in research and development and high technology exports, with a growing e-commerce market. However, although according to the World Bank reports, the country is secure but is slightly low political stability index, falling back in the adoption of sustainability trends and initiatives. Weak performance in terms of environmental aspects reduces the attractiveness of the country. And the last point is tariff and regulations. About tariff rate is 9.4 as of 2020. Then duty rate is 4.9 as of 2018. And globalization rate is 63% as of 2021.
Thanks, Ananyaporn. Coming to Mexico, with a population of 130 million and urbanization rate of close to 82%, Mexico represents a good opportunity for FDI and for BYD. In addition, the working group in the country represents a rate of close to 70%, which can be very beneficial economic-wise for foreign firms. Overall, demographic-wise, the country is attractive for FDI and is thus uh, attractive for BYD. Uh, Coming to the infrastructure of Mexico, with 100% of population having access to electricity and close to 82% having access and using the internet, Mexico can be considered a developed economy. In addition, the country has a good rate of transportation infrastructure and is shifting towards generating electricity from sustainable sources, which makes it more attractive for FDI and for international firms. About the pistol of Mexico, the country has a moderate political stability with significant foreign direct investment. Its economy exhibits steady growth with low unemployment rate, but faces challenges such as inflation. With a large urban population and growing digital penetration, there is potential for technological advancements. Environmental policies also focus on reducing emission and increasing clean energy usage in the country. And finally, the legal aspect of postal analysis indicates slight challenges for foreign firms while investing in the country, such as a low index of rule of law and government effectiveness. Uh, about the tariff regulation and custom duties in Mexico, although there are some exemptions for certain goods like food and medicine, and which it mitigates the impact, but overall tariff rates ranging from 5 to 25% on various products, coupled with 16% custom duty on all products, indicate a moderately restrictive trade environment. However, the globalization index score of 73 suggests a relatively favorable climate for international trade. And now my colleague Kittiya will continue with the internationalization procedure. Thank you.
We have chosen a Greenfield investment strategy and Mexico as a target country for BYD expansion. Mexico's strategic location provides exceptional logistic benefit for exporting vehicles, facilitated by its robust transportation infrastructure. This investment allows BYD complete operational control, ensure product quality and safety, crucial in the automotive industry. Mexico lower production costs and also enhance profitability through optimized manufacturing process. The presence of established trade agreements like USMCA and CPTPP offer reduced tariffs, future benefit investment. We can further enhance production capability by tapping into Mexico's skilled labor force. The strategic reason for entry condition into Mexico by using Greenfield investment strategy. This will help us understand the potential advantage of this approach. Mexico advantages geographical location and low built infrastructure make it ideal for a new car factory, offering easy access to North and Latin America markets. This strategy affords BYD full control over production, ensuring adherence to a high quality and safety standard. Mexico's competitive cost structure, skilled workforce, and favorable trade agreement like USMCA enhance operation efficiency and market reach. A present here also align with Mexico growth prospect, contribute positive to a long-term strategic goal.
Thank you, Kittiya. BYD has two alternatives for entering the Mexican market. The first one is exporting. BYD can export vehicles from China to Mexico, which helps in quick market penetration and brand awareness. But exporting may not be the best strategy for BYD due to several reasons. The first is to ship vehicles from China to Mexico will impose high transportation cost that can increase car prices. Secondly, the tariff, taxes, and trade barriers can also impact pricing and the competitiveness of the company. Therefore, without local production, BYD will may face challenges in building brand presence and gain customer trust in Mexican market. The second option is joint venture. BYD can collaborate with other companies that provide access to local market distribution channels and regulatory compliances. They can also share costs and spread risks with local partners. They can reduce financial burdens and can accelerate BYD's market penetration and brand awareness. If we look at the disadvantages, so BYD will have limited control over operations and decision-making process. Moreover, cultural and managerial differences between BYD and its local partner may pose challenges in collaboration and alignment of the goals. Moreover, its success will always rely on the performance and the commitment of its local partners. If we look at BYD's competitors, so Nissan and General Motors are two big competitors in Mexico. Today, Nissan operates two manufacturing facilities in Mexico. The first one is producing small cars and light vehicles, and the second produces small cars for domestic use, which Nissan exports to USA and Latin American countries. Their business strategy is to make vehicles more electric and innovative by 2030. Secondly, Nissan used a balanced pricing strategy. They offer competitive prices to gain market share and customer loyalty. However, for its luxury cars, Nissan charge premium prices. If we look at General Motors, so General Motors has 4 production facilities in Mexico. Their business strategy is to deliver high quality and innovative vehicles. If we look at the price strategy of General Motors, it caters to different segments of the customer market. Their offerings are accessible and affordable for middle class customers. However, they charge high prices like Nissan for its luxury cars. The financial plan. To establish a manufacturing plant, BYD need budgets for various expenses, including land acquisition, construction, equipment, and operations. By using several options, BYD can arrange finances for its manufacturing facilities. The first one is the internal funding. If we look at the graph, so BYD has saved around $9 billion by 2023, so they can use these retained earnings to finance this project. Secondly, BYD can issue new shares to raise capital. This will increase ownership dilution, but they can also gain large amount of funds. Thirdly, the Exim Bank of China. This government-backed bank, which provides various finances services, including export credits, insurances, and support Chinese companies who want to invest overseas. BYD being a Chinese company can take benefit from this bank to invest in Mexico, as well as some Mexican banks like Santander Mexico and HSBC Bank of Mexico provide loans and financial services to international clients. So BYD can also gain healthy amount from these banks. And finally, Mexican government. The Mexican government provide grants and subsidies to attract foreign companies. So this can also be helpful for BYD to reduce required financials. And now Chidinma will continue the remaining part of the presentation.
Thank you, Aneel. Next is the strategy of the mechanics. We're going to be starting off by feasibility study and market research. We are to conduct a comprehensive market analysis of the Mexican automotive industry. So this analysis will include an assessment of the current market size, growth potentials, customer preferences, and the competitive landscape. We are also going to be identifying potential locations for the manufacturing facility. Mexico offers several attractive locations for automotive manufacturing, such as the central region, which is in Banjul, and the northern border states. So each region has its own advantages in terms of infrastructure. We're also going to be assessing the availability of skilled labor suppliers and manufacturers, because Mexico has a well-established automotive industry with a skilled workforce and a robust network of suppliers. We can ensure that BYD has access to necessary talents needed to support its operations. Next up, we are going to be looking into corporations and the legal requirements. We are to register with a legal entity in Mexico, such as the Sociedad Anónima, which is a SA corporation. This will involve obtaining permits and licenses from the various government agencies. We're also going to be drafting the deed of incorporation. We are going to obtain the taxpayers identification number, which is RFC. We're also going to get an approval from the National Foreign Investments. So concerning permits and licenses, we are going to inquire an industrial license, which is issued by the Ministry of Economy. This permit authorizes the establishment and operation of the manufacturing facility. We are also going to secure land use and construction permits for the manufacturing facility. We are also going to get the environmental impact assessment. So these assessments will be prepared by a certified agent. About the establishment of the manufacturing facility, we are going to acquire the land or lease a suitable property. We will design and construct this manufacturing facility by obtaining the necessary permits from the local authorities, such as the Municipal Urban Development Department. Also, we are going to ensure compliance with the Mexican building codes and regulations, such as the General Law of Human Settlement and Land Management. We are also going to obtain the necessary approvals and certificates from local authorities, such as the Civil Protection and the Certificate of Occupancy. Then about import machinery, equipment and raw materials, we are going to register with the Mexican Registry of Importers through the Mexican Tax Administration Service. We also have to ensure compliance with the Mexican official standards, which is the NOMs. About training and regulations, we are going to register with the Mexican Social Security Institute, which is the IMSS, and the National Workers Housing Fund Institute, which is the Infonavit. IMSS is responsible for providing health insurance and pensions. BYD must familiarize itself with the provision of this law to ensure compliance in areas such as minimum wage, working hours, overtime, vacation pay, and termination procedures. Then, regarding obtaining industry-specific certifications and compliance regulations, we are going to obtain certification from the Mexican Automotive Industry Association, which is the AMIA. Is a leading trade association in Mexico that represents the interests of automotive manufacturers and suppliers in Mexico. We are also going to ensure compliance with the Mexican official standards, which is related to the automotive industry. This may involve appointing a dedicated compliance officer, conducting regular audits and risk assessments.
Thank you very much, Chidinma. I will be talking about the pricing strategy that BYD can use in Mexico. Some of the pricing strategies that we suggested for BYD in Mexico are cost plus pricing, market-based pricing, value-based pricing, penetration pricing, and price skimming. Under cost plus pricing, we're talking about the strategies involve setting prices based on production cost incurred in Mexico. Under market-based pricing, BYD could set prices based on prevailing marketing conditions and prices of competing electric cars. Under value-based pricing, this approach focuses on setting prices based on perceived value of BYD's electric cars offers to Mexican consumers. Under penetration pricing, to quickly gain market share and establish a strong presence in Mexico, BYD could initially set lower prices for electric cars. This strategy can help attract price-sensitive customers and create brand awareness. Under price skimming, BYD could offer superior technology and features compared to other competitors. We'll also be talking about promotional strategy. Some of the ways BYD could promote their cars in Mexico are advertising campaign, social media marketing, event marketing, partnership marketing, and also public relations and government collaborations. BYD could use social media, Facebook, Instagram, and to promote their cars. And also they could also partner with retail chains, service customers. They could also use influencers to promote their brand. They could also collaborate with the government to also promote their brand. Under distribution strategy, some of the ways BYD could distribute their cars in Mexico include exclusive dealership, online sales, strategic partnership, also service centers, mobile service, fleet sales. These are ways BYD could distribute their cars in Mexico. In addition, sales outlets, BYD could establish a network of authorized service centers across Mexico to handle maintenance, repairs, and warrant support. They could use fleet sales. BYD could target fleet operators such as taxi companies, ride-hailing services, government agencies, and potential customers. They could also use a strategic partnership, collaborating with established Mexican automotive distributors or retail chains that can reach or leverage existing infrastructure. I'll also be talking about payment strategy. What are ways people could pay for cars in Mexico? And some of the payment options are cash possessions and financial option, leasing, mobile payment, cryptocurrency, government incentives. So cash purchases, although cash purchases are becoming less common, it's a very old way of paying, or form of paying. They could use mobile payment, such as with the growing adoption of mobile payment technology in Mexico, BYD can integrate popular mobile payment platforms. Cryptocurrency also, BYD could consider accepting payments in digital currency like Bitcoin and Ethereum. So these are ways BYD could, cars could be paid for in Mexico. Also, government incentives. BYD could work with Mexican government to secure incentives and subsidies for customers who purchase electric vehicles. So these are ways people could pay for cars in Mexico. Thank you very much.